Do you know there's so much in the August issue of The Mover that actually I'm really not sure where to start, but I'm just going to give you just one or two of the things that are in it, just to give you a flavour of the kind of things that we've been doing. There's loads more, that I really haven't even got time to mention here, but there's an interview with Jan Blandy from Santa Fe. Now, I was interested to find out how we've all been dealing with this COVID situation in our own ways. But of course, with a company like Santa Fe, they've got 40 odd countries, different countries that they're trying to work out with different rules and different pace of development of the virus and so on. And I thought it'd be interesting to find out from him how he tackled that, how he approached that whole concept. Read that, I'm sure you're going to find that interesting. There's a really important story in there for us, which is on page 8, which is all about a new website. Now, we've just spent an absolute fortune on developing a new website for The Mover, which is all very modern, it's very clean, it works like lightning, so you can easily, you don't have to wait to download the stories or anything. It really comes out really quickly. It's been optimized for use on phone as well, so it's now much easier to read the magazine on the move. So please do take a look at that one. And of course, the other really good thing about it is that there's more room for advertising than there ever was before. So don't be shy. Now there's plenty of space. Come on, you can come and join us with that. There's a really good tale from JK Moving in Washington, DC, which is all about their charitable work. Which is they've got their own farm, and they grow their own food, and they then give it to food banks and that kind of thing, and the people that haven't got any food. And I think that is just tremendous. And there's some great photos, and there's an interview with with Samantha, who runs the farm. And I know you're going to like that story, so please do have a look at that one. What else have we got? Oh yeah, there's an interview with Dehan Movers. They're expanding throughout all this COVID thing. They're expanding after 240 years in business. They're still expanding. So read that one. I'm sure you'd be interested to find out their sort of attitudes on things. And I also have got a piece in there about Hong Kong. Now, the British government recently announced that they were going to allow people from Hong Kong to give them passports to come to the UK in view of what's been happening in Hong Kong of late. And I was interested to find out whether that meant that there was suddenly going to be a flood of Hong Kongers, as they call them, leaving there to come and live in the UK, or whether that was just going to be a trickle, or whether it wouldn't actually happen at all. And so I did interviews with 3 people that really ought to know. I interviewed Warwick Woodley there, and I interviewed Jim Thompson, who has been living and working there for as long as probably he can remember, and Rob Chipman as well from Asian Tigers. And they all gave their opinions of what they thought was going to happen, which was, well, it was surprising. I didn't. Well, you read it for yourself anyway. It's not for me to tell you what I think, but you read it for yourself anyway. I thought it was a really interesting piece. And finally, it was sort of a bit of a depressing one, I suppose, in a way, but I thought I really ought to do a piece about selling your business. Now, I know that there will be a lot of people who, during this crisis, have found it difficult, and they may have made a decision that now is the time to cut their losses and to move on and to sell the business. And so I put this story in, which is not a guide exactly, it's just a sort of a few ideas and a few warnings, perhaps you should say, about selling your business at a moment of crisis, because there will be lots of people there who think they can get a bargain, and that's almost certainly not going to be in your favour. So that's what the story's about anyway. Have a look at that one. I've put a note in my leader about the I Am conference that is going virtual. Now, that is no great surprise, it's seeing as all the other conferences this year, more or less, have been had to be cancelled. So it's no great surprise that we're not all going to be able to meet together in San Diego. But the guys are putting on a virtual conference, quite as I record this, I don't know exactly how that's going to work out. I have put in a call to them just today to try and find out some more information, and so when we publish our September issue, I'm going to try and give you a bit more information about how that's going to work, how much it will cost, what you're going to expect to get out of it, and so on. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Meanwhile, enjoy reading the August issue.